Ice cream has definitely been a lifelong passion. So when I went to architecture school, I thought I can use food to make architecture more fun, and that eventually led me to Coolhaus. When I was in school, a professor of mine criticized this scale model that I had made, saying it looked like a layer cake. He said that as though it was a bad thing, kind of to stick it to him a little, but also out of my own curiosity. I baked the next iteration of the model as a cake. When I presented it to my colleagues the next day, I just had them captivated with what I was saying, because they're listening to my point of view, but also, okay, do we get to eat the cake when she's done? And that was my big light bulb. What would it look like for an architect to design an ice cream brand instead of a building? I'm Natasha.
And I'm Freya.
This little man is Remy, our son, and we co-founded Coolhaus Ice Cream together.
Not only did we not know what we were doing, but we were also in a brand new relationship with each other.
It was a lot.
So it was insane.
We started when we bought the beat-up postal van. I used my personal credit card. We were driving the truck somewhere and like the steering wheel just popped out. It's like, what do you even do? You glued it back on and you kept going, and that's kind of like the first 2 years for me, was like everything kind of falls off and like you figure out a way to get it back on there and keep moving forward. It was really, really cool to be in love and be growing the business, because we were together all the time, so we were always thinking of ways to make new cool flavors. We'd be out at dinner and we'd have like chicken and waffles and think, okay, how can we break this down into an ice cream? Milkshake and fries, a buttered French toast, midnight munchies, mascarpone strawberry cheesecake. Our flavors are crazy and really outside of the box. We just kind of held on to the reins from that explosion in the beginning and first scaled the trucks. We opened in Texas and New York. In the early days especially, we used Google AdWords to drive traffic to the catering portion of our business. And then in 2011, we opened our brick and mortar scoop shop in Culver City. And then I said, we're gonna take this to a larger scale. We use Google AdWords to drive traffic to our grocery store distribution business. We started small. It was a 3-store test. We're now in 5,000 stores in every state, and also in the Middle East and Asia. So that business has just exploded. And that wholesale distribution business alone will do 10 million in sales this year. I think there are definitely challenges for women in business. I do see a lot of them around money and access to that capital. And I think a lot of that has to do with there's not enough women on the other side of the table. It feels like a dream job. The thing I always dreamed of and was doing as like a passionate hobby, now I've made it my day-to-day existence. The world's our oyster because we have such a cool brand and such a cool culture. I feel like there's nothing that we can't do if we set our mind to it.